pull up the comments really fast so
No.
we can.
All right, so now I'm going live.
How do you do that? Do we not see the YouTube?
I'm gonna open up the YouTube just so I have it.
Should I open up the YouTube?
Hopefully this is really live. Hi everyone, we're trying to figure out the technical stuff. So in the comments, if this is actually live and you're seeing us, please say hi.
Oh no.
Okay, it has started. Hi.
Great.
No, and I have to mute my other thing. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Hi, I am Alexa Donne. Welcome to your virtual write-in for this evening, November 12th, Friday, November 12th. It is 7 p.m. PT and possibly way later in a ton of other places for you guys. This is the troubleshooting of like, we're streaming through StreamYard, but through YouTube. We're learning things today. And I am being joined by two lovely, amazing writers who are also author tubers. Laura and Miranda, if you want to briefly introduce yourselves, and then I will talk about the theme for today's virtual write-in, and we will get started.
Okay, I'm Laura Cadner, and I write YA thrillers, and I met Alexa through the wonderful author mentor match. So I'll be doing revision on my YA thriller today, hopefully.
We love a NaNoWriMo. I'm also a NaNoWriMo, so we'll talk about that.
I'm not rebelling. I'm doing it the way you should. I don't know. It's all fine. I'm writing a YA rom-com situation. It's been very fun. I'm having a great time, and that's all I can ask for.
I mean, that's how I approach Ghetto. That's why I'm kind of a rebel, because I'm like, I just want to have a good time and get something done. I don't overly stress myself out about hitting 50K.
Keep it casual.
Keep it casual, and it's great for revision. So, as I mentioned, we do have a theme tonight. We are all thriller writers, though Miranda's working on a rom-com. Miranda has written a thriller. So the theme for tonight is how to build tension on the fly. We're going to have discussion. We're going to do word sprints, writing sprints, all around like the theme of how the heck do you do that? It could be really helpful in Nano when you're stuck to be like, let's introduce chaos into the scene. And that's what we're going to talk about. So the goal here is to write. We're going to have themed prompts, but never feel tied to the prompts. Honestly, when we do the sprints, do whatever comes to you that feels wonderful and joyous. And we will jump right in with a very, very quick mini sprint to warm us up. And I thought it would be fun, though, as I said, you don't want to do this, you don't have to come up with a list of secrets, dastardly secrets that a character, maybe your main character or any of the characters in your cast, could have. So this is like a brainstorming exercise. And let me pull up a timer for us. I'm all about themed timers, and so we're doing Cozy Fall. So let's do that little sprint. And there we go. There is about a 30-second lag between us and the live. Oh, and now I have something auto playing, which is in my ear. Not that you guys can hear that. Sorry. So I did ask in the chat in the studio if you guys wrote something really cool, like a cool secret that you're really proud of, share it in the chat. Laura, Miranda, how did it go? Or whether you brainstormed secrets or got in the groove. I was trying to get in the groove there myself.
Yeah, I was doing a grooving, trying to get back into a scene because I have so many secrets. Like I need fewer secrets, probably. But I was getting into it.
I was actually writing a scene because the one that I wrote yesterday was everyone revealing their secrets. So I was like, maybe I should have held back a little.
You are primed for this.
I was. I didn't even realize. But I think I just need to give someone something else that they're not saying. Like, too much stuff has been said, and I've already realized that. So, yeah.
What's good is you can always pull back or fix it in editing. Not that this is the time to edit unless you're Laura. Yeah, you can always go back and go, okay, too much.
Mm-hmm. Or I can make something else up.
When in doubt, just continue making up new secrets. It doesn't get you in trouble at all.
Ever.
Nope. It really does. Yep.
Awesome. So we've got people wow. Thea got 175 words. Jazz got 180. Y'all.
I was happy with my 97 words.
I know, you need to calm down.
I think I wrote 5 or 6, but I had a cat decide to climb me like a jungle gym during that sprint, so it's okay. Please pardon the way he knocked my camera to the side. Whoa, someone wrote 244 words. You guys are amazing.
How?
Wow. Let's see. And I will jump us right into our discussion topic, which will lead us into our next sprint. And that is, well, the question of the day. How do you add tension to a scene? So what are your kind of quick fixes or like little writing hacks that you use to up tension when you're writing?
I can go.
I put you on the spot.
Back to like the secrets thing, I think keeping secrets definitely ups tension. I also think like spending more time describing kind of the little things and like being very specific can create some like tone that makes some tension. I don't know. Do we do things like specifically? I feel like that's most of it. Just like hold things back.
Yeah,
I like to escalate.
Oh.
Well, I feel like you have to escalate, but also hold back. So it's like, so you're creating like butting heads and conflict, or, you can do that with your distinctive personalities or just with voice. But I like having those onion layers to continue peeling throughout. But I also like to like punch when you can. So it's like have another punch after your first punch ready.
Yeah, I think of the tension as like stretching out the rubber band versus then you snap it. Like Jaws is much scarier when you're not seeing the shark. Like to me, that's what the tension is the unknown.
Yeah, I think there's something, I can't remember and I'm going to butcher it, but like with Hitchcock saying like, I'm not going to remember this at all, but it's basically like knowing someone has a bomb in their bag in a scene versus like, I cannot remember what this is exactly, but it's like
there's a bomb in a bag.
There's a bomb in a bag, and like the audience knowing it's there versus not. Okay, I'm just butchering this, but basically,
you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Anticipation.
Yeah. There you go.
Sure.
Thea Goulis in the chat mentions one that I was going to say that I love, which is the miscommunication, which is classic, where two characters are talking but not understanding one another. A misunderstanding is great because then you get like hurt feelings or upset feelings. I also love having a character, no, this isn't based on my anxiety. What are you talking about? Who makes assumptions about what other people are thinking about them and whatnot. You can use, that's another form of misdirection essentially. And I do want to apologize. I'm so not used to not being in StreamYard. I don't know how to share your comments on the screen. So I'll just read them out when you guys put things in the chat. And God, some of you guys had to have some great secrets too. So another thing I just love, it's upping conflict. It's an argument. It's having someone else do something bonkers. I tend to call that introducing an interruption. Sometimes it's literally someone interrupting a conversation. Anything where it's revealing a new piece of information should increase your tension, as long as that information changes the game or ups the stakes. Oh yes, and what the audience knows versus what the character knows. I know Vara in the chat. That's exactly what it is. You can play off of that when you're writing, because like it's part of the fun of a book. You know someone's reading it, and you know they come in with expectations, so it's playing against that.
Oh, here Cynthia got the bomb in the bag thing. She said the bomb is in the bag and the clock is in the background. The audience can see, knowing when the bomb will go off, watching the characters have this mundane conversation. Yes, that is what I was thinking of. Thank you.
The chat coming in clutch. Thank you.
Thank you. I knew I was right about something.
You got one thing, Laura.
That's all I ask for, is the one thing.
I mean, it's pretty good, to be fair. I think the thing, I might be getting like tension and suspense confused.
I say confuse them. I'm clearly nebulous on definitions. Yeah. I can barely tell you the difference between a mystery and a thriller.
I was going to say, like, I don't quite understand that. So I'm like, I'll take suspense and tension. So, you know, synonyms, same family, it all, as long as it's creating that.
I think suspense has tension. I think they're like, yeah, they're cousins.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like suspense is a type of tension, but not all tension is suspense.
I buy that.
I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Ugh, guys, sometimes I talk and these words like mean things. I don't know.
Another thing that I like to do, it's that playing against expectation thing or playing into expectations. Having the worst possible thing happen in the scene or to the character will increase tension, because it's like watching it's like watching a bomb. It's the bomb in the bag. It's the bomb in the bag. But I love to do that when I'm stuck, especially like in Nano. Happens all the time. And I'm on a scene and I'm stuck. I will literally think, what is the worst thing that could happen right now? And then I'll do that thing, which may or may not preview the prompt that we're going to do. I only have so many tips. So we are going to jump into another sprint shortly. Anything else from the chat? I'm just going to check, because you guys are 30 seconds behind us. Technology.
Yeah, I do miss being able to like put the comments on the screen.
That's so nice.
I know, and I'm just flipping between my two tabs trying to read the comments, because the lag is making me like...
This is great from...
That's the move.
From Rose Red. I'm writing a gothic horror and I give bits and pieces of backstory about the main character to build suspense and tension between all the characters. Yes, it's how you are revealing information and when. That is another huge part of tension and suspense. So maybe it's when you're stuck on a scene, it's revealing the next thing. It's having, if you're doing the interruption thing, because I'm just in love with that, maybe it's someone showing up who provokes something related to that past to build the tension, and maybe you don't explain it right away. There's a reaction that the reader doesn't yet understand. Oh, here's a smart person. Anna Williams. Tension is anxiety or a feeling without unnecessary stimulus. Suspense is where you're anticipating and waiting for something to happen. Yes, they're both good. We love it. So let's go right into our next writing sprint. So this is going to be 10 minutes just to kind of set you up and prepare you. And I will share the screen so that I can get ahead of it. And we can jump right in.
Oh, these timers are so nice.
I know, aren't they cute? I was looking for a cozy fall timer for us since it's NaNoWriMo. It's November. These are the vibes.
I mean, it's November. I'm wearing linen because it was so hot today.
So I'm blasting the air conditioning so I can wear a sweater, because I'd be sweating otherwise. But
yes, necessary context for all in the chat. We are in Los Angeles, and it got to like 94 degrees today for some reason, even though it's November, and this is global warming. So there is a prompt, but as always, you do not need to feel married to it. You can just jump into wherever you are in your story, but if you're stuck, this might help you out. So in whatever scene you are in, or if you want to jump ahead to part of your book, something you're excited to write, Find a way to introduce an interruption, bring in a new character or an obstacle to throw a wrench in the works. You're basically giving your character something to react to, and anytime you do that, you get lots of words out of that. Or you can come up with a worst case scenario and do that thing. So I'm going to start the
I might
countdown.
literally do that.
Yeah, it works every time.
Yeah.
right. We did it. Yay.
Did we hear the bells last time? That was nice.
No,
Yeah.
the last one didn't have bells. That had bells. And I was like, oh, this is a lot. How did everyone do? Let us know in the chat, like, how many words you got, or what if you want to share a line or something. And I may or may not have written myself into a corner. So cheers.
Another one or the same corner?
Yeah.
different-ish corner. Well, so I was trying to come. Well, so in fairness, I was trying to come out of that corner.
Mm-hmm.
I came in hot. I was like, tension, conflict, argument, but it might be the wrong choice, so I might have to walk it back. But it's fine. Come to your nano sprints prepared. She advises not doing so.
You have like a room with many, many corners because, you know, it's a pretty big room. So
it's actually a maze.
Yeah.
I just love people who are really good at this. So Ivana wrote 413, Lily Changs wrote 502, Maria K wrote 260,
Wow.
Hayden J. Wright
626.
413. Oh my, there's a wow, G Bishop 33. Where are these skills? I need them.
Oh my god.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, hi, if you're unfamiliar with me, come to my channel. I'm very slow at writing. And so if you want to feel really good about your word counts, come to my channel. I wrote maybe 100 words, and they were probably the wrong 100 words. But this is part of NaNoWriMo. Now, normally, practically speaking, I'd say, don't stop, keep going. But I might stop and backtrack, but it's fine. We're fine. It's the beginning of a chapter, and that's the thing. It's like, how do you start the chapter? Like, what's the right line? How are you coming off of the previous chapter? Which is actually the second discussion topic I want to get into. I want to talk about one of my favorite things. I know I know Laura likes them. Miranda, I'm pretty sure you like them too. I call them micro cliffhangers. They're cliffhangers or whatever they are. It's how you end your chapters or scenes, but especially chapters, and start the next one. It's like that feeling you leave them on that gets them to turn the page, and then how you zing at them with the beginning of the next chapter. So that's really my problem. I've got a zinger from the end of the previous chapter, and I like the zinger at the front, and then I'm like, now what? Do you guys do this too? And what are some of your best tips for how you come up with how you end chapters, how you start chapters?
I try to. I can go first because you were muted.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is growling.
It's okay.
Boo-boo!
What?
Oh, sorry, that's the dog's name.
Oh, okay.
Miranda's like, she just called me boo-boo.
No, I just heard ooh, and I was like, what? Okay. I know the dog. I watched the vlog. You know, that's the experience I have with the dog. I try to. I don't know. I love it when other people do it. When I do it, I feel like it's so contrived. I don't know. It's hard to like make them feel like they make sense and kind of earn them. So I don't think I'm good at it, but I like to try.
I feel like
I think
oh, no, you can go.
I like twins. It's trial and error, and also like sometimes you gotta go full cheese though. It depends on what you're writing. I mean, I write thrillers that are allowed to be cheesy, and you can always change it in editing.
And I like to try to think of it too. It helps. Like I do 3-act structure, so I don't do this sort of very technically, but I kind of keep it in my mind that like you can have micro 3-act structures throughout the book in different ways. So like each chapter, I kind of want that same rising level of tension, and to like try, like I wouldn't necessarily do this in one chapter, but maybe across a couple scenes in the chapter, or a couple chapters, you want that similar structure. So it's like a constant little roller coaster of tension as you're going. So then it's kind of easy to end on a cliffhanger because you want to also keep the person reading. So like when you're looking at Act 1, 2, 3, you're thinking what's going to push the reader into the next section. So, and thrillers, like you said, you can get kind of cheesy and very commercial, and it's like fun to write yourself into a corner and be like, and then this terrible thing was beyond the door. And it's like, what's beyond the door? I don't know. That's for future me to figure out.
So, and so essentially this is our pantsing nano tip that you might hate, but I mean, so I'm a discovery writer, and I like what this does to me. So I can give you an example. And yes, how did you guess the prompt is going to have to do with this? Like, you figured me out. I think Laura was actually with me when I wrote this. We just did a writing retreat, and I was like, oh, chapter 1, I need a zinger. Like, otherwise, like, first chapters have to end on something. And so I just randomly wrote, because if so-and-so finds out what I've done, she'll kill me. Literally didn't know why. Did not know why. That is a later problem. And then I figured it out. It was actually great because I was, trying to get my word counts last week, and I was like, so why? And then I came up with something, and that helped me write a scene. So sometimes you can like make them up, your little micro.
Create your own prompt situation.
Create your prompt. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. Or another cheat I do, like if I'm not writing a super tense scene, is I'll look at the end of the chapter and I'll say, like, can I cut this? Like, you want to leave early almost. Like, you still want a sense of an ending for the chapter, but if you can move like your last paragraph or last few sentences to the beginning of the next chapter, you create like a natural break. But that's like a little cheat when I'm doing a more not, there's a dead body or something on the other side of the door. That's like, more for contemporary or something that could probably work.
Hazel Hen says, remember the Goosebumps books where every chapter ended with a cliffhanger? Yes, and I've never stopped. That I just clearly write like R.L. Stein, apparently. It works though.
It does.
I'm reading People We Meet on Vacation right now, and the structure is it'll be like a chapter in present day and then a chapter like from X year in the past. And she's using a lot of cliffhangers, and then I don't get it on the next page. On the next page, it's like a flashback, and I'm like, oh, it's like, it's so, but it really makes you turn the page. So it's nice if you get that, like, immediate, what happened, what's the cliffhanger, but if it's every time, and I have to read a whole nother chapter before I can find out, it's rough.
Here's a great question that ties to this. Tori Rubino asks, how do you guys know when to end chapters? This is really kind of like a scene arc chapter question.
Vibes, mostly.
Vibes, all vibes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I find it's different for me depending. So my current project is multi-POV, and I haven't written a multi-POV book in literal years. And I'm finding I'm figuring out where to end it when I come up with a zinger for the next chapter, where I'm like, oh, this would make like a really like fun last line. Oh, and then in this character's voice, here's the zinger for the next one. And I've done it a couple times on this draft so far, where I come up with the zinger for the next chapter, which kind of pin marks me where I have to end the previous one. I'm like, guess I'm ending the chapter now. We'll see if that works. It might be a hot mess and I might have a pacing problem. But so far that's what I'm doing. In normal times, however, it's the arc thing Laura mentioned. Like, no matter how many scenes you have in your chapters, it's the build up. It's usually you have little mini emotional arcs usually, and you want it to build and then ebb slightly and then kind of go like that. And it's also just a rough feel. I try to stick between 1,500 words and like 2,000, sometimes as many as 2,500 words. It just depends on what I'm doing. Yeah. You get a feel for it. And a lot of that, honestly, my cheat is I read a lot. And you get a sense from the books that you read. Like, how do they do it?
Yeah, and you can also, I watched a lot of TV and I studied screenwriting. So it's to me also a little bit like, where would I put a commercial break kind of a thing? Or like, where would I want to change my location or change in time or whatnot? Like, I kind of picture it in my head, kind of movie or TV show style. And then you get that sense of like, I want to end the chapter like on a cliffhanger or on a dramatic moment or on an emotional beat or something like that. But yeah, I don't know if it always works, but give it a try.
Yeah.
Joanna Stid is like, wait, are you all pantsers? I mean, I am. Ish.
I'm like trying it. I'm not usually a pantser. I'm usually very much a plotter, but I
Come
tried
to the
it
dark
and I was
side.
like, this is kind of fun. But now I'm like, no, this is hard. Like,
It is hard, but it is fun.
I mean,
think about it. Now my character has such a horrible secret because I had to come up with one because pantsing.
It's true.
I've
written myself into a corner.
Yeah, the corners are bad.
I mean, I plan it.
I plan it and I deviate and veer off the path, unfortunately. So then I guess I'm like the headlights method, where I have the whole thing plotted out, but not every little detail of how I'm going to get there. So I kind of know what's what the horrible secrets are going to be, but
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm necessarily going to reveal them. Although I should, because things can get out of hand very quickly when I
We'll figure
attempt
it
to
out.
cancel.
We'll figure it out.
Figure
It's
it
fine.
out. It's cool.
Fine.
It's cool.
You have a
The
GPS, but there
Sauerkraus.
might be traffic that could
Exactly.
reroute you.
There you go. The Sauerkraus Lexi says, I try to make each chapter have its own arc, and when the little mini arc is completed, it feels done. Yeah, that's definitely it. It's like, what is the goal of this chapter? And I tend to have like literal goals, like they need to do this, but I also tend to have emotional goals in mind. Like, I want to take them from here to here, and it's kind of how you accomplish that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if you're doing a chapter that's more of a negotiation, like get yourself to the point that you need to be at there. If it's
See, that sounded
an
really, really
argument,
smart.
like-
Isn't that like a craft thing? Do you want to talk
I was trying to
about that?
remember what they all were. Like a negotiation, a seduction. Like there's a lot of different ones. I think there might be 4 or something, but I don't remember what they are.
Okay.
I
like
read it somewhere. Do I know where? Absolutely not.
And speaking of, I feel terrible. Like, there's so much good stuff in the chat.
know.
But we're gonna sprint again.
And I'm technically challenged too, so I'm just like, I have no idea what's happening in the chat.
I'm being disciplined. Let me check.
You have
So
a
this
lot of
one-
answers.
Yeah, supremacy. I was given the option of 10 to 15 minutes. I think we should do a 15-minute sprint. I am a fan of the longer sprints, especially when you build up to them. Of course, that means some people in the chat are going to be clocking some serious numbers. I'm excited for you, but I'm also jealous. So,
Will someone get 1,000 words in 15 minutes?
I
would
feel like
bet
somebody
yes.
could.
they will. Yeah.
They
It
will
won't be
definitely.
me, but somebody can.
It won't be.
And I secretly think you're a liar, but it's fine.
That's such shade. But also I relate to it.
It's
Okay.
shade because I'm like, how? Like, I just don't, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, it's a skill that I want to learn. So, what is your prompt for sprint number 3? So, as always, prompts are optional. Write your words, but this might help you. So, this is all about the micro cliffhangers. So, come up with a great micro cliffhanger / chapter ending line and write toward that final line. Think about the secrets you brainstorm. Maybe that'll help you with something like me randomly being like teasing that someone has a secret, and then I had to figure out what it was, and then I had to write that thing. Or is it throwing one of those at the end of the chapter and writing toward it? You could also reverse this prompt and do, if you come up with a great opening line for a chapter, you can write what comes right before that. You can write what comes right after it. Basically, think about chapter endings and beginnings. I'm going to put the prompt in the chat, and I'm going to start the timer.
I'm laughing at Devasia. Challenge declined. Sorry. Just had to let everyone know.
I'm good at my job. I was on a roll. That's why.
Oh,
Which is a
no.
good thing. No, I mean, it's good. I figured something out. I rewrote the start of that chapter. I did do it wrong, but I came up with a different point of tension. So how did everyone do during that sprint? How did you guys do? I wrote like maybe 300 words, which is a lot for me.
Yeah, I did pretty good. I got like 450, and then I realized, like, I uncovered a plot hole because someone had a secret that I never revealed, and I was like, oh, now I know what that is. So
I think I got like 250. I don't know. I think I'm gonna switch POVs and go write a different chapter after this. But that's
a good strategy sometimes when you're stuck. Jump ahead, switch POVs.
It's momentum right now. Yeah. Like that's all I gotta do.
We're getting into the hard part of Nano. So those who are actually doing it legitimately, I know you are. I'm not. Rebel. Most people are hitting their Act 2s by now if they're hitting word count. So that's the hard part. Yay! Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the novella thing, so I've been in Act 2 for a while.
All right. Some of you are just baller with these word counts.
I see a 942, but that's the highest one I see.
Fiona H 670. Lauren Williams 354. Axelroo 596. Nick C 698. I'm behind 721 from Gray Coltrane. G Bishop 33 292. We knew someone would do it. Oh, the chat jump. Sorry, it goes by so fast. Y'all are just amazing. Did anyone make any fantastic discoveries? Did anyone come up with a great cliffhanger, like micro cliffhanger? I jumped off of my chapter start personally. Yeah.
I did not. But
you fail.
Yeah.
It's like I have a cliffhanger in my conversation because the sprinting stopped. So
right?
Like,
no, I also was like, I was right at this point where I was like, I figured tension. We're talking about tension. So I was like, okay, so the thing has happened that I wrote myself into a corner about. What does that mean? And I was like, okay, how would this character react? She's my true crime podcast enthusiast. So she would be, yes, methodical and suspicious. And so I had her have like a brainwave, like, why would someone take the phone? It's a whole thing. And so I was like, on the fly, I was like, well, what if they unplugged the Wi-Fi router? And then immediately that would make her suspicious. So now I can have her start to suspect something's going on. It's good.
Ooh, that's nice.
And that's tension and something to react to.
Mm-hmm.
We figure it out. Chat is so fast. I love it.
People are actually like dropping their cliffhangers.
Yeah, 21st century Da Vinci. My character freed their fingers from a trap. Thea, you didn't say what it was, but you came up with such a cliffhanger, and I'm so proud of you. Happy, yay. Let's see. Joanna decided to do a special POV chapter. What music geek? And when she finds blue sparks erupting from her fingers, Midge Hathaway finds out that Melinda Indris is not the only sorceress in Charm City. That's a great one. That's a good final line.
Lots of finger things from everyone.
Yeah, what's with the fingers?
Something weird happened. I don't know.
Ashley O'Sullivan, her mind groaned as she flittered in and out of consciousness. Her last slice of vision caught only the square light from above with a hard, echoing slam. She was in a wet, darkened tomb. Oh, that's scary. I don't like small spaces. But exactly, it's the sense of danger. So I should have said this before. My trick with chapter endings generally, whether they're technically cliffhangers or not, but you can call a lot of things a cliffhanger. I like to provoke a question. Sometimes that's a literal question, but sometimes it's just the reader question of what happens next. I wonder how they'll react to that. Like, how would they get out of that? Like, it can be anything like that. So I'll sometimes do like, oh, that's a cattail. Okay.
That scared me.
I know, like, oh no, tension in your apartment.
That was surprise. That was not tension or suspense because I could not have seen it coming.
Well, because sometimes I'll do, it's not so much like a, and then the thing, I'll do what I call an emotional, like, beat ending where there's something devastating that's happened. And so the question is like, how are they going to get over this, or like it'll be like that. So it just kind of depends on the vibe.
Yeah, I have one conversation or one chapter ending that's sort of like someone saying to someone else, "You can't trust anybody," and it's like its own dun 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 emotional moment. Yeah.
Subscription unboxing. At that moment, she knew she had been fooled. Nice.
Oh,
And the reader's like, what?
That's a good answer
Emily,
to the person who was asking like when to end a chapter. It's when you can do the dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
That's when you end it.
Oh yeah, the chat's catching up. You see the cat. I know. This is narratively appropriate. This is Bronte. Yeah. Named after the writer. Yeah. Oh, she's purring. Oh no, she's so cute. Fiona H, do you have any idea how it feels to spend years of training to overcome being small, being a woman, being a foreigner, to face a worthy challenger and to win, only for people to say, oh, and then I think it cut off, but like you get like
suspense, tension.
That is suspense, actually.
That's funny. I also don't want to alarm you, but it has been an hour.
I know. We are going to wrap up. Oh, it is no large matter, the fortune teller said she'd win, so of course it was fate that she should do so. Do you have any idea what it's like for people to look at my victory, see only your triumph, not mine? Oh, see, that's drama. That's tension.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, the revised writer reached 25K in your project yesterday. That's amazing. Is that ahead of schedule?
Yes.
For people who are actually...
goal at the end of today is 20K.
That's amazing. And I'm like at 11. It's fine. We're fine.
You'll catch up if you want. If not,
I'm rebel.
You're a rebel. You're a rebel.
I'm a rebel.
Rebel.
Well, because like, I mean, I'm like a cheater. I just need enough to figure out what my book is. So, yeah, that's my goal for this now. What is this book?
Yeah. I'm just like writing. I have like 9,000 new words, but I'm trying to Frankenstein that into my revision / like actually revise what's there. So I'm like, whatever. I'm just like a goal is to continue and maybe finish by December 1st, but I'm happy just to be making any progress.
Yeah. So I actually don't think I asked the chat this at the beginning. So we'll wrap up on this instead. Like, how is your nano going? What are your goals? Is anyone else being a rebel? And then we'll wrap up this live write-in. God, look at you guys hitting goals. I love it. Thea's a little over 22K. Hit 20K last night. Wow, what a music geek reached 5K in a new whip that you started last night. That's amazing.
That's
only 700 words to 50. Shay Lee. That's
whoa.
I really wish I wrote faster. I really do. Someday.
We all go at different speeds in life.
30K goal is to finish this book, whatever the word count. Ivana, yep. I love those kind of micro goals that you can set for Nano, because for me, it's really all about the community, and it's like, whether we're revising or you're figuring something out, I just like to take the advantage of everyone being in the spirit. Mallory, you're at 135K and your goal is 150. Oh my gosh, you must write fantasy, or it's multiple books. Wow. Oh gosh. Lily Chan X is at 17K tonight. Want to be 20K this week. There's always Satin Sun. Yes, I personally, when I'm really doing it, I always write more on the weekend, so I can always make up word count on a weekend. Or like we did a writing retreat, and like I was like writing like 3K a day. So it's just like you find the days where you can hit the overage. Lauren is at 23K. Gray will hit 50K tomorrow. Lex has goats as a rebel as well, working on multiple projects with a 30K goal instead of 50K. Rose Red hit 47K. Oh my gosh. Elaine Buckner hit 20K. Y'all are just... How many times can I say that I'm really impressed with everyone? No, and even if you're not hitting those word counts, I'm impressed with you anyway. We're doing the thing, crazy. Guys.
Like, think about adding up all of these words that everyone has written, and it's so many. I'm not going to do the math, but, it's a lot.
Jackie, 12,154, 50K so far away. It is, but honestly, genuinely, any words is progress. Like, that is how I think of every book when I write, whether it's Nano or not. You have to, at least I find that, and that's just the whole point of Nano, micro-focusing is the only way to get to the big counts. It's like, I only have to focus on this for right now. And somehow, weirdly, eventually you will end up with a book, whether it's a month, whether it's 2, 3, 6, whatever. So.
Yeah, you just can't, like, you have to look at the mini goals, you know, you have to look at the next 20 minutes, not even the whole day. You have to break it down to that level in order. Otherwise, it's just, like, so intimidating.
That's why we word sprint. We love it.
I love the sprints, and I learned, like, not to be hard on myself, because that's not helpful to anybody, and you're just beating yourself up. And it's like, as long as you're trying, even if you only get, you know, a brainstorm in, it's like you're trying, you sat down, you tried. Like, that's good enough. And, like, big word counts are great, but also I feel like just your own personal motivation.
Yeah, you have to figure out your own pace. And also, every book is different, too. Like, this will either help or not, people. I've only successfully accomplished Nano once. It was 2015. It was a very long time ago. It's the book that ended up being my debut, though. Some books come fast. To clarify, that book was not done at 50K. That book was 110K. Just so everyone knows, it wasn't complete. But, like, other books will take longer. It's whatever. Some books will do it and some books won't. And you just kind of go with the flow. So to wrap up, everyone here, pitch your channel. All the links are down below in the description box. You can go subscribe to Laura, subscribe to Miranda. We're all author tubers, so we do content like, I think most vlogs mostly. And then I do all this other stuff. I talk a lot about writing and publishing. I have sassy reaction videos because who does not love clickbait? But we all also vlog our writing processes and post those. We do live writing sprints. I won't say semi-frequently. I'll say sometimes. But I do
subscribe because you never know when they're coming.
Because you never know when it's going to happen. And I do hope to do some more for Nano. Maybe with these lovely ladies joining me again or other special guests. So, and when we do streams on my channel, they're 2 to 3 hours. There's a lot of talking, but the sprints are like 20 to 30 minutes. So that's the trade-off. So yeah, am I forgetting anything?
I think you got it.
I think I got it.
I say as someone who knows nothing.
We talked about our channels. Everyone, good luck. Oh, my last plug. I remembered. I also made a little video for the NaNoWriMo channel. It's supposed to post on Tuesday. It's 6 of my top tips, some of which may sound familiar if you're here tonight, for how to get unstuck during Nano. 3 of them are like practical, like story-based tips. Some of them I mentioned tonight. And 3 of them are like more pragmatic, like things to do to like free your mind to get through a writing block. So look for that video on Tuesday. Yes. The miracle is that video is under 5 minutes, and I think I deserve a cookie.
That is unbelievable. I'm shocked.
If you want 40-minute versions of that video, go to my YouTube channel. I am long-winded. So thank you everyone for joining me, whether it's late at night, whether it's early in the morning. If it's really late for you or early in the morning, I'm sorry. We're the PT writing fam. It's so hard to find people who write when we're off work. And thank you for joining me. Best of luck with all of your Nano goals. And I believe in you. So, bye.